I've got a box here with a lot of fun critters in it. We'll open it up and see what we have right now. Today I just posted last week's order, so now we get to go again. First thing out of the box, we got scorpions. This is a dune scorpion, little guy, really active too. Super cool. It's at the California dune scorpion. Really funny because I ordered scorpions from 2 different places this week. We got Desert Hairy too. Get a bunch of different scorpions. I guess I went scorpions nuts. But anyway, laughed at myself because I ordered California dune scorpions out of Florida, and then I ordered Florida bark scorpions out of California. Isn't that how that works? This is, he was moving earlier, wasn't he? Are you all right? Yeah, he's all right. That's one of those Asian forest scorpions, really big guy. Beautiful. All right, lots of scorpions today. Who's in here? We got so many cool things in here. That looks, oh, these are, I almost opened it up too. These are spiders. These are metallic pink toes. I haven't had these in a little while. This is a Aviculata metallica. Not a Aviculata, they're a carabina. There he is. How beautiful. Don't mind opening them up. If I know what I'm getting into, I just don't want to open up a spider. Gotta check on them. The Aviculators don't like the cold, so we'll see how they did with shipping. Looks like it did pretty good. Beautiful. Nice. Metallica, or the giant pink toe, is notoriously hairy. Marks on those. Thanks, guys. I like it a lot better when they put a little tag on there, like this guy here has a nice little tag. This is a California scorpion. Doesn't look like he made the trip though. Poor little guy. He was cute. He is no more. Plain possum. I had one plain possum maybe the other day, but it doesn't look like that's the case here. Yeah, that's too bad. All right, next we have some millipedes. Lots of bugs on this order. These are smoky. No, they're not smoky ghosts. These are American giants. Almost looks like the giant pink-footeds. Sometimes these guys aren't that good with their, like a giant pink-footed. Get these guys warmed up. We got a little bit cold on that top row. All right, next we have somebody in a bag. What's in a bag? Bag's always a fun thing. I have to consult my packing slip, make sure I get things right occasionally, because I got a lot of cool stuff on this order. This type of restock, I don't do that often. Some mid-range and some expensive stuff in here too. So lots of cool stuff. This is a butterfly agama. Hello, Phil. I think it might be a little female. Let's see. No, it's male. Beautiful. Small. Great colors and really great shape. That's a really beautiful little agama. Agamas come in many types. In fact, your bearded dragon actually is in the same family. That is a butterfly agama. We've got a redhead in there from Africa. We've got a clown and a butterfly. These guys are out of Asia. Very cool animal. Another guy in a bag. I had this guy before. What was the name of that? Blue-eyed something. So I have my packing slip over there. It's a relatively crested gecko. That slips over on my desk if you want to grab that, Kale. Get the names right. Common names, scientific names. This is in the mountain horn lizard group. Really beautiful animal. I've never actually had one. In general, very impressive. Look at those bright white eyes. You see that while you guys are looking at that? That was, yeah, blue-eyed crested dragon. That's, I mean, so descriptive, right? The spot we can just stick him in. I guess you can go back in the bag for a minute. Come on, little Cresty. He's like, nope, not going. All y'all, tail too. There you go. There you go. Back in the bag. You're gonna hang out there for a minute while I get you warmed up. You always do a bit of an acclimation period. We don't just stick them in the hot enclosures because that will cook them. We'll warm them up for a little bit after shipping on the fish room floor, and then we'll take them back to the reptile room and get them warmed up again, and then we'll get them in an enclosure. Let's see, next up is a frog. Big frog. That's a Solomon Island eyelash frog. Can you see him? I can see him from this angle pretty good. Solomon Island eyelash frog, a great big one actually. Super cool frog. A little bit on the sensitive side, as all frogs are. But very cool. Let's see, got some tortoises on this order. Some super cool tortoises, actually. Let's see if there's any other kind. This is a baby Herman's. We had a baby Herman's, and he found a home here recently, and I was doing an order, and they had more babies, so I got another baby Herman's. I also have an adult in there, an adult male. I mean, Herman's are fantastic, so why not? They're one of the smaller species. A bunch of other things to look at here, including here's redfoot tortoises. These are sword bands going fine. These are baby redfoots. Let's see how baby they are. Look at that color pattern on that one. Sleep from his travels. I'll wake him up. Moving slow. Nice weight on that guy. Three of them on this order. Very different. See how this one's like yellow through the top piece, and the other one was really orange. So pretty. I do love my tortoises. When I bought my property, I thought, you know what, I could turn this into a turtle ranch. Maybe I will someday. Got a barn. I can make it warm. I'd have tortoises all over my property. There you go. Well, there's times when I wish I lived someplace warmer and I could have giant tortoises out the back. And small tortoises, big tortoises, little tortoises. I take all the tortoises. Speaking of which, here's another. This is a cherry-headed redfoot. Paid extra because it's extra pretty. There's no difference in genus or species, they're the same critter. Though when I was in Brazil, I met my mother-in-law's turtles. If you've taken my tour, you've heard about my mother-in-law's big old male that she's had forever. He's 80 years old. My mother-in-law passed away last year, end of last year. Tortoise is still doing great. I say that I'll outlive you, I'm not kidding. Anyway, big old red-footed tortoise, he's been around forever. But I talk about him, I don't talk about his girlfriend. He's got a couple of lady friends they've had for him over the years. This one's covered in poop. Turtle poop, it's a thing. That nice bright red color. But they had a girlfriend for him that he was hanging around with for years. I mean, like 20, 30 years they had them together. And when I met him, I was like, well, no wonder they've never really, I mean, they were friends, but they never made babies. And the reason they never made babies was because it was a different type of tortoise. It was a redfoot, but it had completely different squamation. And that's the thing is, we see one kind, but there might be 15 kinds where they come from. Let's see, hermit crabs. A bunch of itty bitty guys. Restock on those guys. They're actually a very fun pet. And let's see, here's a turtle. I said I won't get red ear sliders because they're a dime a dozen and people don't keep them their whole life. And okay, fine, I got something that's not a dime a dozen. That's an albino. Or a lemon red ear slider with the bright red ears on that yellow little turtle. So it's a baby red-eared slider, but it's not your run-of-the-mill slider. And actually the price on those come down to kind of expensive instead of absurd like they were a few years ago. Another turtle, super cool little guy. He's itty bitty, I didn't realize he'd be quite so small. This is a Reeves turtle. Reeves are another type of water turtle. You got the cool bridging on their shell there. Somebody's going to correct me because I'll probably be wrong, but I believe those are an Asiatic turtle. Apparently things with a shell were high on my list this week because I got a bunch of stuff. Yep, there we go, more turtles. It says right here, snap. That's because this is a baby snapping turtle. Look at the bright eyes. Oh, don't you take off. Not really worried about him biting me at this stage. It only hurt instead of be devastating. But that is a snapping turtle. He took the trip very well. And then the last little turtle in the box. There's a couple of common musk turtles. We've got some razorbacks back there. We went ahead and brought in some commons again. The commons are actually even smaller than razorbacks. They're already one truly small turtle. The two look so close. Like the same thing, right? No, this guy gets 90 pounds. Those guys are like 2 inches full size. So, know your turtles, guys. All right, last thing in the box is something that I think most people only dream even exists. This is called a flying dragon. Super, super cool little dude. I got 2 of them. They're a forest lizard. They're not particularly big. The reason they call them a flying dragon is they've got a bunch of loose skin on the sides of the belly that opens up, and they actually use it to glide from tree to tree. So they look like something out of Avatar. They're really hard to believe they're really a true animal. But anyway, that's this week's order. Come check them out once I get warmed up and acclimated. We got some really cool stuff to share. And we're back, guys. Today we're unboxing another little order, and we have visitors. I'm going to pan this way and see our friends. Where are we from today, guys?
St. River.
We have a school group that came to join us today, and as it turns out, I'm getting new critters out, so that's exciting. We'll be able to share that as well. Very first thing out of the box today, we have a Chinese cave gecko. I was able to get one more from that group that we got last week. Sold out some of them, so they had more, so I bought more. Look how gold he is. Wow, very nice. Male, they told me on that. So definitely a male Chinese cave gecko. You guys want to see? When we get the guys in from shipping, sometimes they're a little bit cold, so they don't move as much as they might otherwise. So cave geckos are similar to leopard geckos as far as how they act. Did I get a chance to see? This guy's black and he's got the gold banding. Sometimes it's more like white banding. You guys in the back row? Yeah. Not get your tail. Catch. Put him back in. Next up, we have some bugs. Anybody here like bugs? I like bugs. This is a slow-moving bug. This is, I'll let the camera see too. These are giant pink-footed millipedes. My American giants that I got yesterday were pink-footed too. These definitely are pink-footed. See how they've got kind of pink-colored legs and pink bands on them? Millipedes are actually one of my favorite bugs. The reason they call them a millipede, does anybody know what the difference between a millipede and a centipede is? Come on, tell me.
Centipede has 100 legs and millipede has
Well, not actually.
like this exaggeration.
It's an exaggeration, but did you have another answer?
I was going to say that millipedes have more legs than centipedes.
That's true, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, and
If you turn over a millipede and you look, you see all the little legs everywhere? We won't do this with a centipede because they're a lot faster. But see how there's 2 sets of legs with each section of the body on the millipede? That's the difference between a millipede and a centipede. A centipede has 1 pair of legs per body segment. Millipedes have 2 pair of legs per body segment. And that's true for all millipedes and all the centipedes. They're a chiplepod and a diplopod if we're going to go into our taxonomy. Next thing we have is bumblebee millipedes, because having 1 millipede is never enough. Bumblebees are a smaller type millipede. They're not one of the giants, but man, they're cute. They got little yellow bands on them. And they got all the little legs on the bottom. Very similar pattern to those pink foots. If I can see, you want to see? Very pretty little guys. I think why not have one of those or a whole colony of those in your bioactive terrarium, right? Let's see, next thing up is somebody I won't open up. This is a centipede. It's an red-tail olive centipede. And these guys said they were 3 or 4 inches. All I see is moss in here. I don't know if there's... Okay, I said I wasn't going to open it. I'm going to open it. And I'm not seeing it. He's probably hiding out under the mouse. I see... Oh, yeah. I see some legs there. Oh, and he's moving, and I'm going to just put him back in. The centipedes are toxic. They can have a bite that can actually be poisonous to toxic, which means it hurts. It doesn't mean it's going to put you in a hospital. It just means that it hurts if you get bit by one. So we're going to avoid that, if you don't mind. Next up is another millipede, not a centipede. This is a scarlet millipede. Scarlet might be an over-exaggeration. It looks more like a kind of a pink color, but it's pretty. Again, something I could imagine putting in my terrarium. Do you see the scarlet? Oh, come take a look. There you go.
Looks like a worm.
Yeah, it kind of does. Doesn't it? It's like just like a little, just a little earth.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for that. Now here's something. Let's see. We'll do another bug because I got one more bug here. I'm not going to open this one. That's another centipede. See, one set of legs per segment. See, you at home can see too. One set of legs per segment. And they got a pretty nasty bite to them in general. This is a Florida Keys giant centipede, and that is a big centipede. It's not as big as I've got another type back there. The Vietnamese giant centipede, it's got to be 4 times the size. Not sure what its overall length is, but those are big. Next thing up is a frog. Who likes frogs? Yeah, me too. I love frogs. This is a glass frog, and this one's really showing off. Why they call him a glass frog is because, can you see that white spot in the bottom?
Yeah.
You know what that is? It's his guts, you're right, absolutely. They're translucent on their belly, so it's like you can see through their skin and you can see into their little gut ball, which is kind of freaky but kind of cool. That's why they call him a glass frog, is because you can see him. Now this guy is something I have always kind of wanted, and I got a few of them because I could. Beautiful little frog. This is called an Amazon milk frog. See how they're black with gray and white colors to them?
That's really cool.
Wow.
It's like you took a black frog and dripped cream on it. That's why they call them a milk frog.
Is he poisonous?
Fantastic.
Oh, my
Lots of jumping. They're mad. These are babies. They can actually get about this big, if I'm not mistaken. So they're a good sized frog. Where the glass frogs are a smaller frog. They'll get bigger than that, but those are small. Let's see if I can get this bag open. Every time we get bags in the box, we know it's going to be something cool. Sometimes I forget what it is that's coming because I put in the orders, but sometimes it was like last week, and then I'm like, oh, what was it I ordered? But we know if it's in a bag, it's going to be cool. So let's see what's in the bag. It's a big bag. It's a heavy bag. I wonder what's in it too. Like I said, I put in the order. I should know, but that doesn't mean that I do. Let's see, what's in here? What's in the bag, in the box? We have...
A turtle?
It's a turtle, it's a tortoise.
It's hiding
You
inside.
gonna come out and say hi? This is a good size adult. Everybody wants to say hi to you. This is a Greek tortoise. Greek tortoises are a smaller species of tortoise from all around the Mediterranean. This one obviously has been around a while. It's got some cracked scutes and stuff. They're a very long-lived species, like all tortoises. They can live, even though they might only be 6 inches full adult size, they can live 100 years. They can be as big as 10 inches, but it depends on where they were found. They can be found in Greece, obviously, because I call them the Greek tortoise, but they can also find them all the way around the Mediterranean. One of the common places where they'll be found is Libya, or other places throughout the Mediterranean. Anybody remember where the Mediterranean is? And what is it?
A sea.
A sea, yeah. I said that like you guys should know your geography. Sounds like you did very well. Geography is something I've always enjoyed because I've always enjoyed animals, and because I enjoy animals, I'm always interested in where they're from. And so, big piece for me has always been, well, what does it actually look like there? And these guys live in a desert environment with low scrub, so they'll want to be nice and hot, but they're going to dig into wet places to hide during the hottest part of the day, so like under logs and things like that. They're going to want a lot of UV light because they're going to be used to sunbathing. So their setup is going to be kind of like your bearded dragon, maybe not quite so hot because they don't come from quite as hot a place as Australia. But super cool dude. Very happy to say hi to our newest member, and it is a dude because you see this right here?
Yes.
That's usually a good indication that that's a male. The males will have kind of a divot on their belly. Also, a big tail. See how his tail is curled around here? It's pretty big and fat. The girls will be little and skinny. Sometimes there's a difference in their claws too. All the different species are a little different on that, but that's I'm holding him. I'm going. Yes, that's a dude. We'll have to name him. What's a good Greek name? You can call him Dino. He can be Dino. All right, guys, that's this episode of What's in the Box. Thanks so much for being here with us today, guys.
Thank you.